I've decided this year I'm going to become 8th in Australia for Gamerscore.
Welcome to Multiple Nerdgasm with your hosts, Matt, Luke, and Dan. Multiple Nerdgasm, your guide to all things nerdy.
You've decided. That's your.
Are you
decided.
currently 9th, or have you decided
I'm
to?
currently 9th.
Okay, then that's I think an achievable goal.
Yeah.
So
seems
I've had
like it.
9th for quite some time. 8th has been sort of pretty far away.
What's
but
the
I've been
difference?
working hard.
What's the difference in
I
score
remember
between?
discussing this in the past, and you were chasing him because he or her were doing.
Yeah, but they were, for some reason, they felt unreachable because it's Aussie Mario 1, and he was like 100,000 game score away.
Right, it's a lot. Yeah, I don't have that many.
No.
Over Christmas, I've now got it down to 30,000 away.
Wow. Okay,
All
that's
right.
achievable.
So it's achievable. So we'll see. It just becomes very expensive.
Have they stopped? Is
No,
that
they're still
Yeah, have
going
they
up.
slowed down? No, they're going up, and you're going up quicker.
I think I've just...
You're
I've
hoping
been
they're not
playing
going to
the-
look in the rearview mirror anytime
Yes.
soon. Yeah.
Yes.
So
Yeah, if I can get there...
all these other
But then-
guys who are also ahead of you, these 8 guys, they're trying to vie for the number 1. They're trying to be in the top 10. Or they're just guys who play a lot of games
They
and
just
just
happen to get-
coincidentally
yeah.
happen to have these scores.
I know a couple of them are streamers.
Okay.
So this is what they do for a job, essentially.
That'd be pretty
And then-
wild. Like if Microsoft went to knock on the door of the number 1 person to give them an award or something, and then he was like, "I'm the what in the what?
Yeah, that's right.
I'm just playing my Xbox,
Yeah.
mate."
I can't come to the door, mate. I'm playing Xbox.
No, people up around here, they know
Oh, I know
where they
I'm
are.
goofing.
Definitely. But I'm never going to be number 1 in Australia. They're like a million in front of me.
Who is number
million.
1? Is it someone we've heard of?
Is it Major Nelson?
No,
Is it
God,
Major
no.
Nelson?
In Australia, it's Jeremy J1. In the world, I don't know anymore.
Jeremy
it used to be
J1.
Stallion 83. He was
Stallion 83.
Pornhub.com/Stallion83.
Yeah, that's right.
That's his
now
website.
it's Redemption Denied.
Redemption denied.
Oh.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
2 million. 2 million in front of me.
2 million in
Yeah.
man. How?
That's a
How is
lot.
that possible?
Well, part of the things is they will. At this stage, this is what you're doing for a job. You're getting hooked up with
Even
free
so.
games, and then you've got, even with the 360, they'd have they'd be getting a Japanese console and a Japanese game, so they're doubling up there. And
But are they playing 2 at once?
I was gonna-
How do they have the
you still have to
time?
do it? Like, come on. You play Xbox so much. Like
Yes.
to me, I mean, I don't
Yeah.
mean it in a
No, but
almost
Matt,
sometimes I'm like,
there's
I'm
8
jealous
hours
of how much
every
Luke
day he's not
Yeah.
playing because he's at work. These
That's true,
guys
yeah.
just play for those 8 hours a day. That's 40
All right,
hours a
yep.
week extra.
All right. Also, I should say you've mentioned that sometimes you don't even play games for fun. You just do it because it's like a
Sometimes
business almost.
he never plays
Sometimes.
games for fun now.
Well, that's what I'm saying. And I don't envy you that because I quite like playing games.
because of Matt, I now have to play Pentiment.
That's true. Yeah, I did
Yeah, I finished
call you
Pentiment
out
now too.
on social media. I assume your sister's now put her foot down.
Yes, she has said that because you said
Oh,
we have to do what people ask, and
There you
I'm
go.
now playing
Okay,
Pentiment
that's-
this week.
I'm going to save my wish up then and really use
Yeah.
it when it counts.
I'm gonna wait till Luke finishes it and then ask him what the plot was, and he's gonna be like, "Oh, I've got no fucking
yeah.
idea.
Yeah. We can
Oh,
talk
I
about
didn't
that.
read any of
Probably
that.
will happen.
I didn't read any of those words. I just played it."
My brother was over last night and he was telling me how he got his hands on an Xbox now. And I'm like, oh, okay, you should play Disco Elysium. And he's like, okay, what's that about? And I was like, fuck, what is that about?
Yeah, a murder,
Sort of, yeah.
sort of.
I guess
That's where it
there's a
begins.
murder 7 days before the game starts.
Yeah. Oh, I arrived on the scene late. Did I? Well,
That's right.
you were there.
There's no
Yeah,
combat.
You were there, yeah. What, don't I know who did it? No, you don't. You do not.
You don't know where you are, mate.
You don't know who you are.
I need to get around to playing that again.
Oh, it's so good. Yeah, I need to play it
I know-
again now too. Actually,
I want
Now that you
to,
said
but
that.
I don't know.
Maybe I
It's
should
even
play it
easier
again.
now that it's all voiced.
Played it 4
Yeah.
times. Well, you say that, Luke, but actually they read it slower than you do. So oftentimes you want to skip through it a little
I
bit
find that in
faster than
most
they're reading
games.
it. Yeah.
That's why Pentiment was actually quite nice not being
Yes,
voiced,
I
because
agree.
I
Yeah.
could just I always read it faster.
And
than
I
people
realized there's a setting where you don't have to wait for it to scroll in. So if I ever played it again, I'd probably pop that on.
pops up. Yeah, right. Okay. I've been playing just quickly. I don't have a huge amount to say about it, but we're talking about games. I've been playing Shadow of the Tomb Raider a little bit this
That's a
week.
good game. I love that series.
Yeah, I was
the
playing
Tomb Raiders are great. I
I was playing
this
Elden
run of
Ring
them.
still. I got to a boss and I was like, I need a break. So,
You're fighting a caterpillar.
Yeah. And then so I popped on Shadow of the Tomb Raider because I think we've talked before. It's a game where you can kind of potter around and collect,
Yeah.
bug juice and to make poisons.
You can
and
you can
whatnot.
clear a stage and then just go back and
Exactly.
clean up. Yeah.
I like the collectibles in that. They weren't difficult or anything.
Yeah,
So,
no, I'm enjoying it, and it's. I went back and finished Rise of the Tomb Raider. That was the previous one, right? And I really enjoyed that. And this one is Series X fancy. So this is the first one of those that I've played that it looks really beautiful, and it's got some cool flashback stuff. Luke, you probably
Not on
probably go
Game
back to-
Pass by any chance, is it?
I don't know about that.
I don't,
I don't
think
I've
so.
I
seen it
bought
on
a
there.
bundle a long
Okay.
time ago that had them all.
Because actually, you've just reminded me how good Rise was, and now I kind of want to play this.
Yeah, no, it's really good. And you play as Lara when she's young too. You learn some stuff about the background,
Oh,
and
young.
family. So it's cool. Too young, Dan.
Okay.
Too young.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent. Too Young
That
is
young.
my favorite. I was meant to ask you the DLC with the druids for Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
Oh, sure.
Is that good? Because I love druids.
Yeah. So I've not finished it. I've been to Ireland in the game and I've played a bit of it, and it is good and it's very beautiful. Jenna, I think, has finished that DLC, and she's also finished the Scotland DLC. So
There's a Scotland one too.
Yeah. So you might best
maybe I'll
ask
have to get
her.
a season pass.
But I mean, she's been enjoying it, so I can tell you that yeah.
Because I wanted to pop it back on and play, but I have no idea where I am. And so I thought getting one of the DLCs and just starting a whole separate mission might
Sure.
be the way to go. It is $40 though, just for the Ireland pack.
There's a lot of content in there.
Yeah, okay.
It's like Origins, no, Odyssey. Odyssey was just so fucking enormous. Like, I finished the game and I still didn't.
I didn't
haven't
finish.
unlocked all the map or anything like that.
I'd like
It's
to
just
finish
fucking
that actually,
enormous.
but again, it's like I've got no idea where I was fucking doing.
We're banging a bunch of dudes.
Yeah, I was getting
Ancient
banged.
Greece.
Matt. I was the one getting banged.
Right.
What you can do, something you may have done, is when you were playing it, you may have set up an option to not give you waypoints. And that if you jump back into it without that, that's quite confusing. But if you turn that on,
It'll
then you
spell
can
it
just
out
go,
for
I'm
me.
going that
Yeah,
way.
maybe I should do
Yeah.
that. Yeah. Relearn the controls as well.
I think Odyssey was the first one I ever finished 100%.
100% on
Odyssey
that
or
big
Valhalla?
fucking game.
Odyssey
Odyssey.
Yep.
Wow.
got every single achievement,
I
including
wiped out the whole
DLC.
cult. I know that. That was
Okay.
fun.
Yeah. I'd like to wipe out a cult. Yeah, that sounds fun.
Oh,
Why don't-
satisfying,
they need to
Dan, I'll tell
release.
you that.
They need to release another one. I'm sort of missing that sort of game.
What's the
where
next
you can
one?
just
What will the
sort of-
next? What setting will the next one be?
Oh, didn't they show some of it or something?
Yeah, I forget. They're doing
Forget
some
the setting, I can't remember
live
that.
service or something.
Oh yeah,
That's
but
right.
I don't care about that.
I'm not. I'm scared about it. I just want a game where I can turn on, play by myself, and just wander around. And
I saw a video of it was someone playing Assassin's Creed Syndicate, which is the one in London, on modern hardware, and it looked really pretty. And I was like, I wonder if it would look good.
I
on
liked
Xbox.
that
I never
setting.
Played that one,
But
Yeah,
don't forget, this was before
visually that one
they.
looked very appealing.
This was before they became good games.
Yeah, I'm worried
Yes.
that it's in that crossover period.
I think the last one of that was the Egyptian one. What is that one called?
the Egyptian one was the one.
That's Origins.
Yeah, that was the one
yeah.
that sort of changed the format a little bit.
Yeah.
Origins, I didn't quite get.
It's on the
but
cusp.
Odyssey's where it
And then
came
Odyssey.
together.
Yeah.
Odyssey was fantastic.
But no, I like the one that you're in London. You get your own train and you travel around.
Okay.
Get your own train.
Your base is a train that just continually goes
Really?
around London.
See, now I got to play this. All right, I think I have it. I just haven't played it.
You've probably picked it up in some.
You're like
I think it was
you're like a
free
geezer,
Games
right?
With gold.
You've got like a bowler hat and like a knife and a cane.
You're twins, right? You can play as the male or the female twin.
I think that's the first one where they decided to go, hey, let's give it option.
Yeah,
let's let the transvestites play as well. Yeah.
Yeah. Brief update. I have not played the PS5 at all, but Jenna has. So it was not purchased in vain. Jenna's been playing God of War. So
Okay.
It's all good.
And to be clear, she's playing the current God of War, right?
She's playing the previous one.
Oh, okay. The second, okay. The penultimate God of War.
Correct. The first one of the new series. Yeah.
Oh, I forgot that Ragnarok was the
sequel.
Because
Yes.
remember, there was a lot of people upset because they used the same animation for him getting in and out of a boat. I'm not joking.
Well, I'm fucking livid.
Upset.
I'm livid.
That's ridiculous.
I wish I had that much time on my hands to get upset about
They saved some time and were able to get the game out faster by reusing assets. Oh my god.
Hell.
Is there a different way to get into a boat? No. Okay. So if we reanimated it, it would look exactly the same?
I'll tell you what, Dan, if I was in a game and the game had me getting into a boat and then I was in another game, I would find another way.
That's right.
It's disgusting that Kratos has phoned it in like this.
Now, I'll say this. I've not gotten into two boats. I've barely gotten into one. So I'm not an expert by any means.
Fair.
But no, I did finish Pentiment this week, and that is a very good game.
Yeah.
And I mentioned on last week's show that when I'd finished Act 1, I had considered restarting, and I, even through Act 2, was still almost keen to go back and play Act 1 again. But I don't want to play Act 3 again because that is fucking slow to the point of becoming tedious. But I think that's kind of the point of it.
I think maybe because I felt the same, and I think possibly it's because I figured out all of the stuff that I could do, and I was doing all of it versus earlier when I hadn't.
Yeah,
you know?
that's right. Yeah, exactly right. But also, the choices you make change the game in many ways because it changes who is still alive and who likes and dislikes you and will help or will not help you. But what it doesn't change is the ending. So the ending is the ending no matter what you do. Because your actions are ultimately futile, which is interesting.
For the people you murder.
That's right. So your one-on-one interactions are different, but the ultimate outcome
because there's an overall conspiracy over the whole thing.
That's right.
That doesn't change. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was very good.
Yeah. Well, I will find out this weekend, I guess.
It's not a long game. It won't take you too long.
No.
I'm not sure how long it took me all said and done, but a few nights playing an hour a night.
Is there a way to tell, Luke, how long you've played an Xbox game for? Steam can tell you that. I don't know if my Xbox can tell me that.
No, I don't think so. Estimated completion time for the game is about 25 to 30 hours, but that's to unlock all the achievements.
I didn't play that long.
Yeah. I was going to say, I don't think I played it for that long.
I think this is a game where you need...
I got some.
Yeah, I got some.
When I got them, they were rare
achievements.
Yeah.
They're still all rare.
Yeah, right. Not a lot of.
Because I think this is a game that it's on Game Pass. So a lot of people go, I'm going to give this a try, but I don't think it's a game that a lot of people are playing.
No, I think a lot of people would start it and go, "What do I shoot?"
But the thing is, the achievements range from pat 5 cats to get a nun killed.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Make out with a nun. I got that one.
Oh, did you? So I saw online that you could do that, but I wasn't even close to making out with any nuns. I didn't even have any flirtations going on with nuns.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
I think the other thing is this is also, I think, a game where you need to play through multiple times to get all the achievements.
I made out with the nun on my second, and I was like, "That's something I'm going to do this playthrough is make out."
That's something I'm going to do from now on.
That's a bucket list item for me.
Which nun did you make out with?
Zadina. Zadina. Is that how you pronounce her name? But you know who I mean. The one that's like
accessible.
Like, it doesn't want to be a nun.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Well, in the third act, I talked someone out of becoming a nun. Like I talked a nun into leaving the convent.
Yeah. That's good.
Kiss option will appear. I'm going to kiss her too.
Good stuff. It's when you go in and slight spoilers. You know when you bust the two monks making out.
Yeah.
It's you just have to hide.
That makes you horny.
No, you just have to hide. When it comes up, you got a bunch of options, and one of them is just like, I better fucking wait.
I was just going to wait, leave
and
this
so you just
out.
sit there and watch them until morning, and then fall asleep.
Yeah.
And then she comes in.
Oh, that's right. And she's like,
And then you
She
flirt with her.
goes, what are you doing here? And she goes, I was
Cute.
waiting for you. And she goes, oh.
really? That's great. Yeah. I tried to sneak out while they were making out, and they saw me. And then the next day at the banquet, they were like,
what are they going to say?
No, but they did, because I'm walking past him and he's like, you shouldn't be in the library at night. And you're like, you shouldn't be fucking talking about stuff that you don't want to be discussed.
I was going to say, you know what you shouldn't be doing.
Yeah.
All right, should we talk about some DC news?
Sure.
Please.
There's a bit.
I almost put a whole separate category in here for DC news this week.
I'm just... So the first one on here we've got in the spreadsheet is Warner Brothers is open to keeping Ezra Miller in the Flash. This cannot be true.
They have been out of the news. They have been apparently in some sort of rehabilitation program and doing very well. And I think that's the only... I mean, clearly that's the only reason. But I would say still probably thin ice.
I've seen a quote.
I still think this is just marketing, and you don't want to fire him before the movie comes out, because I think that's bad marketing.
Oh, totally.
Yeah, and you also don't want to say, we're waiting until after the movie before we fire him. I think you would definitely have to say he's going to stick around.
Oh, if they're not opposed to bad marketing, apparently, I'll talk about something that just happened as well.
I did read one quote, though, that was saying that they're treating the Ezra Miller thing like Christian Bale, you know? Had a bit of an episode...
Oh, with the Terminator Salvation thing?
Did that, choked one woman, but was very sorry about it.
Yeah.
Remember when Christian Bale...
it was a relative. It was a
Christian
relative
Bale
of his, though.
physically assaulted his sister at a dinner.
Yeah. That was more complicated, though, wasn't it? I mean, I'm not defending doing that. You shouldn't do that, obviously. But no. But wasn't that something about...
a bitch.
He's estranged from his family, and they just want money from him, and he had just fucking had enough. That was my understanding. I could be wrong.
Yeah.
I'm not I'm not defending that. You don't do that. But apparently they had pushed him into...
But I think when
point of
Ezra Miller
strangulation.
was...
Yeah. She was asking for it. That's what I'm saying, Dan. She was asking for it.
But wasn't Ezra Miller like hiding minors and...
Yeah. That's a little...
Stuff
That's
like
what I'm saying.
that.
That's
Like,
quite
that's-
different. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Didn't he brandish a gun at a family who were taking him in?
Then he... Oh, and there was the time where he broke into someone's house to steal alcohol.
Yep. No. In a defense, he was in Vermont and it was late at night, and you can't. That's
Yeah.
And
That's
then
the
there was
only
the
way
one
to do
booze.
it.
That's the only way to get. That's how I get it.
Yeah.
When I'm up there.
And then was arrested in Hawaii.
Oh,
Yep.
that's right.
Singing
That's
karaoke.
what started it all off.
Oh yeah, because he went home with that family and then woke up in the night and was like, "I'm gonna fucking murder you all."
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Yes, I guess.
Look, I honestly really just think it's them being... They don't want people to focus about it. They say, look, he's doing better.
Look, it's
We're
Michael
helping
Keaton in the
him.
bat suit.
And-
I know. That is, every time they say The Flash, I'm like, oh, come on. And until I remember, Michael Keaton is Batman.
Did you see that toy picture I sent you? It's one of the toys from it. It's the Batwing.
Yes. Yeah.
As in the Batman 1989 movie
89.
Batwing is in this fucking movie, apparently.
Gonna be amazing.
So I've
I
got to see
After
that.
that.
Because is this like, I mean, this is like a multi-worlds theory
Yeah. I think
story,
so.
right?
Yeah.
Is Batman, i.e. Michael Keaton, transported into the world of the Flash? Or does the Flash for a time visit Tim Burton's Gotham City? Because that's what I want to fucking see.
I think the Flash can travel through dimensions. I think that's...
Because if they've rebuilt that
The premise.
kind of Art Deco city, I want to see that.
It's called Chicago.
Yeah, true, yeah. The shitty parts of Chicago.
You can go and there's parts of Chicago that look like that.
Really?
It's cool.
Oh, that's
yeah,
rad.
yeah. I was like, oh, looks like I'm in Batman. That's cool.
Yeah, because for Christopher Nolan, Gotham is New York, right? Because it's an island and it can
Right.
be shut off by blowing up 4 bridges and stuff. But in the past, Gotham has been Chicago. Because I think in the 30s when it was written, Chicago was like the rough city,
Yeah.
the bootlegger's city.
It's sort of so weird that DC's got made up ones and then Marvel's just, it's New York.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I also, I kind of always thought that Gotham was New York and Metropolis was Los Angeles. And then Zack Snyder went and said, no, they're literally connected to one another by a bridge.
A body of water, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Metropolis is Cleveland or something.
Yeah.
Nearby.
Sure, yeah.
But like LA doesn't have a lot. Oh, it doesn't have a huge skyscraper.
No.
Yeah, I
Just
thought
got
Metropolis
downtown.
was. I thought Metropolis
Was
was
also
New York.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Ezra Miller's sticking around. The Rock is sticking around for the moment. However, there's some more.
I thought he was fired.
No, well, there's some more stuff.
I
in here
thought he
about
was part
what
of a big
happened.
conspiracy to insert himself right at the heart of DC.
Yeah, did you read this? Yeah,
I didn't read this one, but I saw something else.
Okay, so yeah, apparently there's some more stuff come out. You know, I said that they were mad at The Rock, and we said something about he like misrepresented numbers and all that kind of stuff. Well, not only that, apparently he was, the way they worded it in the article was basically trying to take over DC. He's trying to get himself in where James Gunn is now, in a way. And he was even going around execs at DC straight to film chief Toby Emmerich. Oh, no. He went around them to the Discovery CEO and pitched them on a Cavill-led Superman project that would set up Black Adam versus Superman. And they secretly put together this whole thing without telling any of the execs. And it just basically just pissed everybody off. And so, especially when Black Adam was such a failure at the box office, they were like, nah.
Yeah.
Oh, and he also tried to claim producing credit on a bunch of other films. And they were like, no, fuck off.
You had nothing to do with these.
I think he just stepped on too many toes.
And let me guess, in the Black Adam versus Superman film, Black Adam just gets one more punch in at the end.
Probably, yeah. I can't imagine.
Because doesn't The Rock have something in he's got a rider in his contract that says he cannot be hit more than he hits?
Yeah, because wasn't there something about with him and Jason Statham? Because they both have that. And it was like, well, we're going to sort this one out, mate.
I don't think Jason Statham is as famous as The Rock. I don't think he's got the clout.
No,
of
I don't
The
think
Rock,
he's as famous as he
surely.
thinks he is.
Yeah,
But I got to say, I like Jason Statham.
Yeah, look, he's good. I will admit that. I probably wouldn't want to have a beer with him. He's probably a right cunt.
I just imagine him as his character from Hobbs and Shaw.
I just imagine him as his character from
you can wear one of my old suits. Sorry, you might find it's a bit roomy around the balls. So good.
Is that from the Hobbs and Shaw
Yeah,
film?
he hands
No,
The
I
Rock.
haven't seen
He goes,
that.
you can borrow one of my old suits. Yeah. And The Rock's like, fuck you. That movie was pretty entertaining.
They're all pretty entertaining.
Yeah. Garbage, but entertaining.
It's the
I think I
cinematic
just
equivalent
watched,
of a Big Mac.
I just watched Snatch the other day.
Oh,
I love him in that.
Snatch is
Yeah.
fantastic, yeah.
Transporter. Those were
Transporter
great movies.
is wonderful, yeah.
Yeah.
Did you ever watch that
Fucking
TV
shot
series?
where the guy looks through the keyhole.
Oh, yeah, and he
you
just
see his
fly
foot.
kicking in, yeah.
So
Mate,
good.
when he covers himself in grease so that no one can grab him and then puts on
that's
some
right.
weird ice skates.
Yeah. What a great movie.
That was a fantastic movie.
Forgot about that bit.
All right, so The Rock. So he's definitely fired. He's definitely not coming back because he
No. He's not
over.
fired. He's just on the back burner, and they're gonna try and figure something out. And then the thing I was talking about before with them not being afraid of marketing mistakes or whatever. Apparently, the day after they revealed they were doing the new Superman without Henry Cavill, they also released a box set of Man of Steel and Black Adam films because I guess somebody over in marketing didn't get the memo that we're not doing that anymore.
Yeah. We don't talk about Henry Cavill.
Yeah. So they just basically just pimped him out and fired him at the same time.
Yeah. Make a little bit extra cash
Yeah.
while we made him quit his other job.
Yeah. Bit of a mess over at Warner Brothers in general. I don't have a whole lot to say about this, but also, HBO Max has been pulling a bunch of stuff off. They've pulled half the Looney Tunes.
Now, don't get me wrong.
And no one knows why.
There's probably a lot of really un-PC things in those Looney Tunes from the 50s and 60s.
I mean, it could be that, but has anyone complained about that?
Well, I don't know, but I don't understand why they're pulling anything. What does it
No, I
cost them
know.
to have,
That's what I'm
Westworld
confused
and-
about. Because people say,
Yeah.
it's cost-cutting measures. Like, who are they paying?
I don't think
they
so.
own that stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Look,
Yeah.
it's already up. It's already there. They don't have to.
Surely they'd have to
do
pay
anything.
someone to go and delete those files from the
Yeah,
data bank.
Like, they don't want to pay for the bandwidth to stream them? Like, who's watching that much Looney Tunes?
Yeah.
Like, I
Yeah.
don't know.
Yeah, en masse.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just don't know what happened. They're just cancelling everything.
It's very weird.
Look, Disney used to have this thing where they would limit the release of their films on VHS
Oh, yeah.
and then later on DVD. And they
Put 'em in the
wanted
vault.
it... Yeah, in the vault, exactly. Because they wanted people to only buy what they were currently marketing and then create scarcity around the others until it was their turn to come around. But I don't see how that works in streaming. What are they going to suddenly 2 years from now be like, Westworld Season 1's back, watch it now while you can?
Yeah.
And everyone's like, I don't even remember that.
That one baffles me. That's a popular show that I might be up for rewatching, and they're like, nah.
So I watched something last week that I was going to talk to you about on Netflix that I watched and very much enjoyed, but it's already been cancelled, so I don't even know whether I should even mention this.
I saw this, and I saw you had it in the spreadsheet, but no, come on, tell us about it anyway.
All right. Do you like old-timey boat movies?
Not really.
Depends. Yeah, maybe.
Do you
If they're made by
like...
the people who made Dark, I
Yeah,
do.
yeah. Do you like science fiction?
Yeah,
Yes.
Do you like steampunk?
sure,
Do
absolutely.
you like biblical allegory?
Oh, I do.
No.
This,
No, I do. Yeah.
This show is really good. It's you know what it reminds me of? Remember that old episode of The Simpsons where Homer runs away from home and ends up on the ship of lost souls, and it's just a whole bunch of weird, like discombobulated people on a boat. It's that. Everyone's on this boat. They're going from Europe to America. No one speaks the same language, so there's all this huge thing, and then there's this really mysterious shit that starts to happen. Now, it's very good, very mysterious. I'll say this, fell apart a bit at the end, but endings are hard, so okay, I'll forgive you for that.
We're going to talk about a show that doesn't even have one this week. Go on.
Well, this doesn't really either, because it really does end on a cliffhanger for season 2, which will never come.
That sucks.
It's like, but this is a new show. I watched this fairly recently after it
Yeah.
was
It
released.
only came
They
out
just-
on the 17th of November.
Yeah, they
They
really
make jokes
don't
about how
give
Netflix
people,
do this, but they fucking do. They do this
they
all
don't
the
give
time.
people a chance to watch it.
It's so weird.
It's not like the old Channel 7 days where if you didn't watch it on Wednesday night at 7:30, you missed it.
They bump it or
Yeah.
push a bit later, try a different
Well, that's
time.
what I saw someone post that, like, maybe you shouldn't have released this around the same time as Wednesday, right? Which you knew which you've been marketing the fuck out of,
Yeah,
and everyone
yeah.
was gagging for, and then you're surprised no one watched this other show that you didn't market.
But at the same time, I don't think it's necessarily the same audience. I'm sure there is a crossover.
No.
But
But if you go about Netflix and you're like, oh, what am I going to watch?
Yeah.
And it's like, fucking Wednesday.
please watch Wednesday now. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, and I mean, you should watch Wednesday. It's great. But, you know,
Every
Did
now
you
and
finish
again,
it,
there's-
Matt?
Wednesday?
Yeah.
I did. Yes.
So you've seen the dance literally everyone on the internet is talking about?
I have seen the dance.
Is it
too. Yeah,
worth?
apparently,
Is it worth us talking? Is it so wonderful that it's worth us? I mean,
dance?
it's all that I fucking see when I go online now is Jen
No, it's-
Ortega
it-
does a dance.
Yeah, she did a dance. It's cool. It's weird.
Right.
She did a weird dance. Apparently, she improvised it. It's
Sure.
Yeah, it's fucking weird.
She took some inspiration from Wednesday,
Mm-hmm.
the original Wednesday,
Yeah. No, it's a cool little scene.
and she also did it while having COVID.
Oh, did she?
Yeah, yeah. She it was a bit weird.
Can't
so
tell.
she woke up not feeling well, took the test, went off to film,
Then came back to
Filmed
check
it.
what the test said.
came back and went, "Oh, that's positive,"
That's funny.
and then went into quarantine. It's sort of like that just seems weird to me. Like if you think you'd be waiting for the test results to come back before you go out.
Things have. I mean, I assume they shot that here in the US, where things have loosened up quite a bit. So I'm not that surprised.
But no, just like on every now and again on Netflix, when I open up, it'll be like only on Netflix, and you just go through the list. It's cancelled,
Yeah.
cancelled.
Well, there was rumors, big rumors, that season 2 of Wednesday was not going to be on
Yes.
Netflix.
Yeah, because Amazon bought MGM, I think, right? And they were like, well, now they own the Addams Family, and then, but it is. They renewed it.
Sure.
Season
The
2.
one. Maybe they only get one a year to renew.
Yeah, I don't know how would I know the details? But people were speculating. I guess it's funny, the internet. No one knows what the rights exactly were. Like when they said you can...
Yeah, it might have been MGM may have brought it, but they may have already had the rights to the Wednesday thing for a couple of seasons or a couple of years.
Maybe it doesn't matter.
Also, there's so many branches of Addams Family. MGM might have only had certain limited rights, and Netflix might have bought rights from the original Addams Family comic strip for all we know, you know?
Sure, and I mean, potentially, depending on what the contract is, right? Even though Amazon owns it, Netflix is now making this show. That doesn't mean Amazon's not going to make a fuck ton of money over, this very successful show. Doesn't make sense to say.
Well, it means Amazon
can't make another one.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
It's
exactly right. Because Amazon
could
just
just
pop on the old Addams Family show and the movies and the cartoons and people can no, exactly right.
Season 2, good stuff. It's a good show.
I might watch season 1 soon.
I might.
You should. I think you'd like it, Luke.
I started when I was in hospital and just...
You don't remember it. I mean, I think you'd like it too, Dan, but you already started it, so I don't need to convince you.
And the dance isn't that far in. I think it's like the 3rd or 4th episode.
Yeah.
It's not like it's the very last episode.
And I mean, it's not going to blow your mind. It's just a neat little scene.
No, I assumed it wouldn't.
Very,
but people are going... You're aware of how fucking nuts people have gone,
I know.
right?
What's a very, like, TikTok-y thing you can do is do the same dance that she did. It's like a quirky, weird dance. Like, it's a very social media moment.
Ignore the internet and just watch it.
My New Year's resolution, and I'm doing the air quotes because it's not really... determined this year to delete half the apps off my phone. Anything that I just scroll with no enjoyment is going to go.
So you just get rid of the phone then?
I'd rather pick up a book, honestly. Well, that's what my wife said. She said just get yourself a flip phone for calls and texts, and then
there's oh god, what's that phone called? I saw a bunch of YouTubers.
Nokia 3210.
No, it's some new phone that it's got like a kind of like a Kindle style e-ink screen.
Oh yeah,
and it does like 3 things. Like you can text, make a phone call, and then it does still does directions because that's quite useful.
Yeah.
I think that might be it. But yeah.
But if you do that, drop your plan because there's no point in having a plan with lots of data when you got a phone like that.
I'm grandfathered onto the Allen family plan, and I pay $10 a month for unlimited data. So I won't be changing my plan
legally
anytime soon. Yeah. And then they keep calling apparently to say, do you want to upgrade? No, we do not want to upgrade anything.
Wow.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Let's just continue on this plan as long as we can.
Forever.
Yeah.
Plan
do they
exists.
finally come and go, this plan no longer exists?
Yeah, exactly. The family
Give us
plan
more
from
money.
however long ago where they didn't start gouging for everything. We'll stay on that one, thanks.
In other superhero news, Dave Bautista has said that he is walking away from Drax. But I will say this, the headlines
He's been saying that for a while, though.
This have been very different from the actual quotes that he has said. I don't know if you found this, but the headline I read was Dave Bautista thrilled to be done with silly Drax role.
Dave Bautista, ungrateful.
Yeah, fucking hates Drax. Hates
the role that made him a fucking household name.
Hates the Guardians of the Galaxy and hates you for watching them. Absolutely not at all. He is very, very humbly stepping down to try some other things and broaden his
The
his
more I hear,
range
so I know he always talked about how he wanted to do serious acting, and I think was the first thing he was in Spectre, the Bond movie, where he didn't speak or anything.
He was just very underused in that, very underused.
Yeah, but he wasn't an actor then. He was a wrestler.
Yeah,
right?
But then he was in Blade Runner for that one scene as well.
And he was good in that.
Where he did very, very well.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, he's not like, he's no Gary Oldman or
No, but he's at least as good as The Rock.
That's what yeah, exactly.
I quite liked him in Army of the Dead.
Sure, yeah.
Like when he was doing...
Yeah,
he's good and he's gotten better, I guess.
Yeah. Oh, Gary Oldman, man. Just saying that. No one is better than Gary Oldman. And I watched JFK, Oliver Stone's movie the other day.
Oh, yeah.
Gary Oldman plays Lee Harvey Oswald. And he's amazing.
He fucking does too.
He's fucking amazing. And it's because I started going down this JFK rabbit hole. Because from one day to the next, I'm either like, dude, it was just fucking Oswald. He's a fucking lunatic and he's just shooting at people through a window. Like, everyone get over it. And then you just hear one piece of information and you're like, yeah, that doesn't make sense. All right, let me look into this.
It's a bit odd.
Yeah. There's a lot of weird coincidences if it's not a conspiracy, put it that way. But then I started listening to this podcast that like is a deep dive, and it's like 1,000 episodes in, and I'm like, I've got to get off this train. And so instead, I just went and watched JFK, the movie, which basically boils every conspiracy theory into one plot.
I mean, it's about 4 hours long.
It's very long. Yeah, it's very long. And it's good. It's very good.
Oh, it's a good movie, yeah.
Very,
I watched it
very good.
a few years ago. I forget why, but
Very
I
much
also was compelled to watch it.
There are no character actors in it that aren't famous from something else. Like,
you're right.
It's just Oliver Stone can just cast whoever the fuck he wants. So every role,
every big character is like, oh, it's that guy.
Yeah, exactly.
There's also some other minor superhero news. It's not a huge thing, but we've talked about Bryan Singer before. And,
yeah, well, I mean, as little as we possibly can.
Yeah, and Hugh Jackman, who obviously doesn't speak about this kind of stuff too often, but he has come out in an interview this week and said that, obviously times have changed, and there's a lot of stuff on the old X-Men sets that would not pass today.
Interesting. Does he elaborate on that?
No, he just says it was quite toxic at times, and I think he says something about the kind of oppression or like what's the word he uses? Bullying, I think.
Disrespectful, marginalizing, bullying, and oppressive behavior.
Yeah, zero tolerance for it now. People will speak out, and I think that's great. Implying that at the time he was on X-Men, there was a bit of that going on, which doesn't surprise me.
Well, I mean, look, it doesn't surprise me across the board, and also we know about Bryan Singer. Everyone knows about Bryan Singer now.
And obviously Hugh Jackman's not going to come out and say, what are you... bullying and oppressing of little boys. Like,
that's right.
He's not going to put himself out there like that. It's too dangerous.
Yeah.
But
man, this is such a good movie though. like
the first X-Men?
Yeah, the first X-Men is a great movie. I love it. And the second X-Men is great as well. Like, it's a shame that all this stuff is coming out.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, well, and Bryan Singer's done some other, he did, I mean, Valkyrie was fun. Like, he's done good movies.
He's done a bunch of great movies. He's very good at what he does. Yeah. Both of the things that he does.
I think recently, not so much though, right? Because it was all that Bohemian Rhapsody drama, and I think seems like he's just a fucking mess at the moment. I mean, maybe not, but...
Yes, and I don't know if we'll be seeing his name above the title of a movie anytime soon.
No, that doesn't seem like a good idea.
I mean, even if he's still working, like it'll be like when Joss Whedon had that latest show come out. I can't even remember what it was called, and they were just very, very quiet about his involvement in it, even though he was the writer, director, and executive producer of it.
We'll still pay you, but we're not going to say that you're doing it.
I like this. So this is the interviewer asked Hugh Jackman about Singer's misconduct, especially, and whether he thinks that impacts how he sees the X-Men films now. And his answer is, that's a really, really complicated question. There are a lot of things at stake there. X-Men was the turning point, I believe, in terms of comic book movies, and I think there's a lot to be proud of. And there's certainly questions to be asked, and I think they should be asked. But I guess I don't know how to elegantly answer that. I think it's complex, and ultimately I look back with pride at what we achieved and what momentum that started. What a guy. What a great answer.
That's fair, I think it is one of these things. You can't argue with any of that.
Yeah.
Like when people, because of one person, you can't cancel something that hundreds worked on.
Agree. Yeah. Hard agree on that. I think, it's a good answer. Definitely hold the, people accountable, but, don't discount all the hard
Correct.
work
And
that went into
especially, and I'm not making excuses for anybody, don't get me wrong, but it wasn't just Bryan Singer. And it wouldn't have just been Bryan Singer. On the day
that was
either.
A thing.
It would have been Bryan Singer and all the cronies in the crony culture that allowed people like Bryan Singer to do whatever the fuck they wanted. I told you, didn't I?
For 50,
for 100 years.
Yeah,
that's right. Exactly.
Yeah.
But I told you, didn't
awful,
I? Listen to John August's podcast, and I can name names because he fucking openly talks about this, because he was a gay guy from fucking Cleveland who went to Hollywood to become a screenwriter. He wrote that movie Go in the early 90s, and it was just a runaway hit. And he's gay. And he said when he first came to Hollywood, like with that script to shop around, they were like, oh yeah, we really are interested in this script, and you're gay, aren't you? Would you like to come to a party at Bryan Singer's house? That was the first thing they said to him. Like,
yeah, right.
We want your script. You will need to probably get fucked by someone, though.
Fucking hell.
Hollywood.
Well, it's good to hear that that's different now.
Yeah.
Hugh Jackman's like a, older, straight white guy. Like, he thinks it's different.
I
He's
think
not
it's
like
still
the best
changing.
source on that, but
No, true. Yeah, and I'm sure, and it goes back to like when fucking hell. Who am I thinking of? Alan Tudyk, who kind of looks a bit like Anthony Rapp now that I think about it, was saying
Yeah, he does.
Joss Whedon didn't fucking bully me. And it's like, well, of course he fucking didn't.
he's your friend.
Yeah, he's your friend and you're a man and you're a foot taller than him. Like, come on. like yes, Hugh Jackman doesn't have to worry about getting bullied by Bryan Singer.
Yeah.
But
because
at
he's
the same
fucking
time,
Wolverine. Look at him.
Yeah, exactly. But Hugh Jackman cares about all of the young guys on the set that are getting bullied. So
Yeah.
it's good that he stands up. I told you, didn't I? I knew guys that worked on, what was the one they shot here in Sydney? It was one of the Wolverine
The
spin-offs.
Wolverine?
Was it
I know-
The Wolverine? Yeah.
Maybe. I know. I mean, I know someone, a mutual,
Yeah.
friend.
But they
of
were
ours
saying that
worked on
every
some-
Friday, Hugh Jackman walked around with a huge pile of $1 scratchies that he bought and handed them out to every crew member. From
Oh, really?
the director to the craft services girl to the script coordinator, and just handed it to each one and said, "Oh, good luck. Hope you win $1 million today. Thanks for being on the film this week." Every Friday he did
Yeah,
that.
right. That's funny. He seems like a good guy. Have you seen that video? I'll try and put it in the show notes if I can find it. It's someone interviewing him on the red carpet, and he recognizes
Yes!
that he taught him in
Yeah.
gym class.
Yeah.
Have you seen that interview? Oh,
Yeah.
it's so good. I'm not going to.
No, it's great.
I'll link
isn't
to it in the show notes. It's just really wholesome. Where you
Yeah.
see Hugh Jackman realizes, I used to be your teacher.
Yeah.
And then he just starts talking to him like, you still doing your homework?
Yeah, that's right. He's like,
Yeah.
Look, I'm so happy we get to see him as Wolverine one more time.
Yeah.
In the Deadpool movie.
Yeah.
That's,
yeah.
I know.
And you know what? I want to go back and watch Logan again. Because that was
I've never
that
seen
was
Logan.
Oh, what?
I know.
Oh, mate, there's so many
know.
reasons you should watch that movie.
I never finished it.
What? What? You guys are insane. It's the best one. It's hands down the best one.
Yeah, all right.
No, it's not the best one, but
don't
it's
know.
very good. It's not as
X-Men
fun.
never
I
really
can
did it
understand
for
why
me.
you didn't like it, Luke.
Yeah, X-Men, all those movies never really did anything for me.
What about the one with Rose Byrne? Do you like that one? The Back in Time one?
Oh, First Class. They were
First
good.
Class.
No, not really.
No?
They were good movies.
That I love that one.
Well,
I would have thought
actually,
you liked
I was
that
gonna
one because
say-
that's camp as all fuck.
Yeah. That first one was good, and then
Do we need to play a clip here about Rose Byrne, Matt?
it's probably best we don't.
Yeah.
Let that- I don't think
We'll
Hugh
leave-
Jackman would
we'll-
let that slide.
Yeah, I was
these
about to
days.
say we'll leave that with the. I was about to say Bryan Singer. No, I do mean Bryan Singer. Yeah. No, watch Logan, Matt.
I watched a show this week that I hadn't seen that everybody was fucking talking about for a while. I watched Severance. Have you guys both
yeah.
seen Severance?
Yes. Yeah. It's. I still don't know what to think of it.
Yeah.
It's weird.
So I want to get a bit spoilery just because I want your opinion on some stuff. So maybe listeners, if you haven't seen Severance, do watch it. I highly recommend it. It's very good. Very good.
It's one of the ones you forget it's there because it's on Apple TV, and
Oh, yeah, it took
Sure.
me a while.
you forget Apple
Well,
TV's there.
I
all
have
the
an Apple
time.
TV and it popped up quite often. And in fact, I think I told you, Illyria put it on once,
Oh,
just playing with the remote control. And I was like, oh, I guess Illyria's watching Severance. Maybe I should watch it too. Everyone else is watching it.
doesn't take him long to learn the remote, does it?
No, fuck no. No, and she
mean-
walks in here and she sits down and she grabs the mouse and she starts using the fucking scroll wheel on the mouse. And I'm like, where did you learn that?
Harper
Where'd
is
you learn that?
well by watching you, mate.
Yeah, I suppose so.
Harper's obsessed with sitting at Hui and my desks. She loves
Oh,
it,
yeah.
and she does like she types on her keyboards and she looks at the
Yeah.
screen while she's doing it. They watch it.
I thought she has
They
a
learn.
fucking tablet now, like a
Mm-hmm.
Fire tablet. She's like fucking master at it. She switches apps, switches out of stuff into other stuff. And I'm like, oh my God. Like, it's probably not good for her to be, or is it? I don't know.
Yeah. No. I think it's probably fine. I think
It makes
that's-
life easy.
Yeah, in the modern
No,
world.
no. Well, I try not to use it as like a, here, take this and
Go
leave
away.
it alone.
Babysitter.
Like, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, we both do. If she's using it, we try and, interact with her while
Yeah,
she's
be
doing it.
present. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Harper
So anyway.
has a iPad, but only for in the car. We've
Oh, yeah.
stuck it to the back of the seat because the car she gets very restless in the car.
Yeah.
So But
Sydney traffic.
Yeah, but what she'll do is she'll be watching something and enjoying it, and then she'll just want to play with the screen, and then she'll turn it off and won't be able to turn it back on, and then she'll get really irate. She put something on the other day. Because she's, you know how you can download the app for the iPad that's just YouTube Kids, and it'll only play kid-friendly stuff, right? So we've got that for her. She knows how to put that on, but the kids-friendly stuff is still very broad, right?
Sure.
So it was a Wiggle song or something, and then straight after that came on this very religious, very Islamic song about why you should love Allah.
Okay.
And it was like,
Yeah, why is that in the algorithm?
I wouldn't have thought that was,
Well, not for her.
That seems
YouTube
quite
doesn't know who
targeted.
she is, presumably. But yeah, that's interesting. Lyra's got this game. I think I told you about this. The game where you, it's kind of like a Tamagotchi thing, but she has 500 of these fucking creatures in the house now, and she in this.
You make it sound like they're all over your house, Matt.
Well, they're in the little house in the app. She's got tons of them. I told you this is one where she gets mad when the egg doesn't hatch. The egg's on a timer, and she just sit there and fucking hit the screen like, like open the fucking egg. She gets really angry at it. But then the other day she got enough upgrades or whatever to buy a toilet for them. Right? And so you can pick them up and put them in the toilet, and then the toilet door shuts and all these rainbows start coming out. And she thought it was the funniest thing she had ever seen. She was cackling and rolling around and just laughing, and just keeps putting these fucking little creatures in the toilet so that they shit rainbows. It's like, all right.
Just for everyone who skipped ahead, we haven't started talking about
sorry.
Right. We'll have chapter markers, yeah.
So severance. No, I don't want to. I really, really enjoyed it.
That's right. It's been out for a while.
I got a bit bummed out at the end, though, because I was getting really excited. I loved it. I loved all the mystery and all the weirdness. And they're like, fucking, where is this going? And then at the end, I was like, oh, it's not like Lost, is it? Where they don't know the answer to any of this stuff. And they were just putting stuff in there. Like, oh, the guy's got goats in the other department. He's feeding the goats. There better be a fucking reason for that. Like...
Yeah. I don't know. Are we getting a season 2 of it?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay,
fuck, they better. Because that ending
100%.
was not an ending. That's what I was saying before. No. That's not an ending.
No, it wasn't even a cliffhanger. It was just like, what's next?
No, it was episode 9. So like we watched it last night. Like, and I was like, it ended, and I was like, oh, we have to watch 10. That will surely wrap this up and tell me what the fuck is going on. And then no.
Yeah, because what it used to be that you would watch a series and they would conclude the story of that series, but leave a cliffhanger for the stakes will be higher in the next season. And now there's just like, nah, we've just stopped.
This
mate. You've got to wait 1 year.
Very little about what's going on, and the other thing I mean, I wouldn't mind so much, like, because I enjoyed Lost, except I had seen chatter online or heard things, and I hadn't taken a whole lot in because I hadn't watched it and I was trying not to. But people saying, oh, yeah, there were clues about certain things and that kind of stuff. So I was like, oh, some stuff must get explained. It fucking doesn't. Like, what are the numbers? What is, anyway, I just hope there's a good answer to that stuff and not just some, like, hand-wavy nonsense,
Yeah.
Well, it looks like we're still a while away from it.
Is it?
I'm just looking at... so someone sort of asked Ben Stiller, because... in April, like, when can we expect season 2? And he's like, it took us a couple of years to make season 1, so hang around. And they only started filming in October.
Okay, but at least they're filming
probably looking. Yeah, so we're probably looking 2024.
I would just kind of like to know now what I'm getting myself in for. Is this a Damon Lindelof thing, or is this a thing where you know the answers and there are answers?
Yeah,
I just
it
don't know
seems
them
more
yet.
like that. Or at least maybe I've got faith in them a little bit, I think, that they're going to string it all together.
Like, I don't mind either way. Like, I can enjoy it. It's just I prefer to know ahead of time. Am I going to get...
This is a real mystery, yeah.
Yeah, exactly right, yeah. Is this solvable
like
or is this just nonsense? Is this
with
Twin Peaks?
1899.
Because I love Twin Peaks, but I know what it is.
Yes, correct, yeah. You're never going to be satisfied with it because the absurdity
I can switch
is
off the part
of
of my brain that's hunting for the answers if that's what this is.
Well, that's why I get disappointed when mystery series becomes supernatural, because I'm like, well, okay, well, if you say the answer is magic, then it didn't matter what the mystery was.
Yeah. That's why I think both of us were annoyed by the ending of Interstellar, right? Because it was all hard fucking real science, and then it was like, Love is the answer. Hang on a minute.
Yeah.
Hang on a minute.
Yeah. Mind
and
you,
I've rewatched
you know what?
it since then, and it does make it's not
correct.
as bad as
I agree. The first time
Yeah.
I was very disappointed, but I like
Yeah.
it very much now.
It's like,
you know
no,
what
it's
something I
about a
noticed?
connection between people. All right, fine.
When I watched Tenet recently, and then I was thinking
Yes.
about Tenet, I was thinking about Interstellar, and I was thinking about the spinning top one. What is that one?
Inception. Luke's favorite movie.
Yeah. Why can't I'm going to blank? The fucking director of those movies, Christopher Nolan thinks women are fucking airheads who just think about feelings. You know what I mean? He thinks that
Sure.
men think about science and women think about feelings, because the lady in Tenet, all she wants to do is not be in love, and the very extremely tall lady, the lady in Interstellar, who Anne Hathaway, who wants everything to just be loved, and she wants them to go on a completely different planet so she can find her boyfriend. And then the lady in
Inception,
who just wants to stay in love in the nice little warm fuzzy land and not come back to reality. It's like there's just something about the way he portrays women that I think is just it's a very specific type of woman he writes about.
Sure. Yeah. Can't.
Hates women. Brings young boys to the
hates
set.
ending a story.
Severance, right? when that fucking first scene when John Turturro and Christopher Walken or Bert and what's Turturro's character's name? But anyway, when they first look in the paint and they touch hands, I was like, no way.
Well, so funny because
And I was literally like bristling, like, yeah, come on. Fucking
do it, you cowards.
And then I just imagine Ben Stiller sitting there going, can we make John Turturro and Christopher Walken kiss?
Yeah.
Can we make that happen?
Yeah.
And I was like,
but the funny thing
please.
was, I thought, actually, just when the first scene where they meet and there's no touching, but there's just this huge admiration, I started thinking to myself, this is one of the shows where they are not afraid to lean in to a male friendship in a way that seems very intimate. And I really liked that. And then it was like, nah, they're gay. They're going to kiss.
Yeah.
They want to fuck each other.
Oh, so good though. And honestly, Christopher Walken is so good, and Turturro is so good. They're just two fucking amazing
this is
actors.
His best role, yeah.
And watching them interact was just such a joy. And then especially there's that scene where he's in the boardroom because he's trying to think of a joke to lighten up the mood when he goes to speak to him. And then what's the other guy in the other department
the big guy?
They have that weird feud.
Yes.
Right? And Christopher Walken tells the story of what they think the other department does. What you've got this venomous fucking spawn that you
that's right.
birth. But he tells it. No one else could deliver that fucking monologue like Christopher Walken, where it's utterly ridiculous. Right?
With such conviction.
I mean, obviously it makes no sense, but they say, you give birth to these venomous things, and he's like, I know, but it sounds quite compelling, and it's like, he's so good.
But I even there's one bit of dialogue that I love it, is when the guy who's on the outside, the guy who's already escaped, is trying to tell the outside version of that main guy, and he's like, are we friends on the inside? He's like, I'm your best friend, and you're my quite good friend.
Yeah, it reminded me of that on Twitter. If you look up Bert and Ernie, it says Ernie's profile picture on Twitter says, I live with my best friend Bert, and then Bert says, I live with my housemate Ernie.
Yeah. Did you?
And one of my other favorite scene is when they get the book from his brother-in-law smuggled in.
Oh, yeah.
And they're all reading it, and they're all like, "Oh, this is fucking amazing!" And there's a sequence where you see the snippets from it, and it is
ridiculous,
so funny.
Yeah.
They're like, bullies are nothing more than bull and lies. And they're all like, "Oh, fuck yeah,
yeah."
So good.
Just taking you back to Bert and Ernie for a sec, there, Matt.
Go.
I watched one the other day on Sesame Street where Bert and Ernie go to see a band, right? Yeah. And but they just fucking love it, right? And so Ernie starts fucking pretending he can play all these instruments and stuff, and Bert's just baffled. He's like, only you can't play an instrument. He's like, yeah, man, I'm playing the drums right now. And he's just like, and Bert just can't get into it. He's like, join in, Bert, join in. And Bert just cannot muster the imagination, right? So he goes to take music lessons, right? And he says to the music teacher, he's like, my friend is like playing fake musical instruments and I can't join in. I want to join in as well. So I need you to teach me. And the music teacher goes, do you want me to teach you to play pretend instruments, or do you want me to pretend to teach you real instruments?
They're so clever.
Yeah.
There's a song that they do.
Great.
Yeah, there's a song they do where it's Ernie singing a song about best friends. And about how he and Bert are best friends. And it's like, because I'm messy and I make a mess everywhere and you don't mind because we're best friends. And you like pigeons. And I don't mind that you like pigeons because we're best friends. And it's like, hang on. And Bert's like, hang on a minute. And he's like, and I don't do the dishes and you do, and you don't mind that I don't do the dishes, we're best friends. And you do the dishes. And I don't mind that you do the dishes because we're best friends.
That's great.
So funny.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
Very clever. Anyway, Severance, watch it. It's good.
We didn't give away that many spoilers in the end, to be honest.
No. I hope not.
We never do.
Just yeah.
We give more spoilers, but we don't give a warning.
Well, also, I wouldn't really know how to spoil Severance because I'm not sure I completely understand it.
Well, because I don't know the answers even. It's like, it's just more mysteries. I just hope there are answers. Like, or tell me now if there aren't, so I can just shut up and enjoy it.
But before we head over to the after party, we have some listener submitted news.
Well, how do you head over to the after party?
You know, Luke. How would I get to the after party if I was going to go?
Give us money.
How do I do that?
Just send a check in the mail.
Just email me. I'll send you my bank account details. I'm for direct
transfer.
Do that.
All right, don't listen to him. Don't listen. This was a mistake. Don't listen to Luke. Go to patreon.com/multiple-nerdgasm and sign up. And you can get the after party. For $10 a month, you get the after party where we keep talking. We've got quite a few things we'll talk about this week, I think, in the news. And for $5 a month, you can get the show early, and it won't ever have any ads at that level. I mean, it doesn't have any ads right now, but
we will one day.
Yeah, we're working on it. Yeah, so patreon.com/multiple-nerdgasm.
I also take cash.
Mind you, the ads are going to be hilarious, so maybe you
Hopefully.
don't want to do the 5. Just skip to the 10, get the ads, and get the after party.
Also, if you want to support us, something else you can do is head over and check out Luke's other podcast, Save File.
You might have already heard about it because their marketing game is incredibly strong.
It's amazing.
Basically, we're piggybacking on their marketing.
Well, yeah. In fact, we were advertised on their platform the other day. I noticed that we got a plug, so that's good.
Yeah,
So
I was like,
Sarah.
I better mention Save
Yeah.
File, otherwise they're going to be pissed it's not reciprocated.
Sarah's doing great on that.
Sarah has branded Luke's body with some advertising for Save File.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's true. A tattoo. I mean, he's got a
Save
multiple
File
Nerdgasm tattoo as well. But
Yes.
Well, it doesn't have the logo. It doesn't have literally the logo. He's got the Save File logo with
Well,
tune
I don't
in to
actually
Save
have-
File and the
I have
URL.
us. I have us on me. I don't have multiple Nerdgasm there yet. We're working on it.
Yet.
But before we head over to the after party,
yes.
Darcy has sent us some news.
Yes.
Which, it's great news. This couldn't have happened to a nicer person.
Yeah, so I saw the first part of this, and I actually had it in the spreadsheet for the other week, but we didn't get to it. But a lot has happened since then.
So you know Andrew Tate.
Yeah, unfortunately, I know who that is.
So who is Andrew Tate for
Terrible.
the listeners?
He's an old UFC fighter who moved to Romania and basically gets a lot of models in a house and makes them do OnlyFans, essentially, porn shows, and takes the money.
And I think he does like a course. It's like an MLM thing where you take this course on how to it's kind of like
Be an
that,
alpha.
yeah, like that pickup artisty type stuff where it's like be a man who bangs chicks, and then you sell
By
the course to other
negging them.
people and. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think a bunch of garbage like that.
Showing off like how rich I am. Look at all my cars. Surrounded by women all the time, but they're scum.
Yeah. So he tweeted at Greta Thunberg and said, "Hello, Greta Thunberg. I have 33 cars. My Bugatti has a W16 8-liter quad turbo. My 2 Ferrari 812 Competizione have 6.5-liter blah, 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 blah. This is just the start. Please provide your email address so I can send a complete list of my car collection and their respective enormous emissions." And she replied and said, "Yes, please do enlighten me. Email me at smalldickenergy@getalife.com." Which is Amazing.
That's fantastic. Yeah.
And that's like one of the top 10 liked tweets ever now.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. She crushed it. Like, I think more people learned about who Andrew Tate was because she did that.
And with his ego, he didn't quite like that. So he jumped online to respond.
Go on.
And during this response, he had a pizza box in front of him.
He made a video response, right? Of him having a rant at her or whatever.
Yep. And that sort of led the police to realise, oh, he's back in Romania. Let's go arrest him.
Mm-hmm.
So what
he's
is...
wanted on human trafficking charges and I think also rape now as well. He's being investigated for.
Yeah, so he posted a video, and in the video he was talking about how he doesn't recycle his pizza boxes because fuck you, Greta Thunberg, right? Fuck you for recycling. And he showed the pizza boxes, and they had the name of a...
Well, that pizza is only available in this one town.
So the name of a local pizza place and the cops were like, gotcha.
But I also find it a bit weird that they didn't know where he was.
I know, that's interesting too. Like, you didn't know he was in the country. Like he's... Yeah, but I mean... If he was in
found
hiding.
that a bit weird to begin with, but that's fine.
Oh, it says here, it's unclear at this time if the pizza box did indeed help lead Romanian authorities to Tate's location. It could have just been that he was posting in general, and they were like, "Oh, he's here."
So have they got him now? He's
released.
Yeah, hopefully he's fucked.
Yeah,
he's
literally.
released
Hopefully he's literally fucked.
Hang on.
Yeah, he was released soon after.
He's
released out.
Wow. You kidding me?
No, he's still like he's not guilty. He's just been.
He's not guilty.
He's not in.
Luke has determined that he's not guilty.
Yeah, stand with Tate.
I'm pretty sure this man is guilty of something. But no, he's out on.
He never raped anyone, Matt. He just sold women to other people and then forced them to be fucked by them.
Out
if that's a crime,
awaiting trial.
I don't know.
Yeah, then maybe we're all criminals.
Especially Luke. Sorry, go on, Luke.
Awaiting trial.
All right. Anyway, I love the fact that... Oh, and sorry, just the cap on that is Greta Thunberg's response to the arrest was, this is what happens when you don't recycle your pizza boxes.
Yeah, that's great.
Amazing.
Which also shows that she's got a fair amount of self-awareness, you know.
Yeah, which is funny because I don't know a lot about Greta Thunberg. I know that she's a autistic girl who loves the environment. I didn't know she was fucking hilarious.
Yeah, no, exactly.
No, well, okay, that was kind of... I mean, those were the few things I knew about her. So I just assumed she... And I've seen that video of her scowling at Trump at some some
I like
event.
how she'd update like her Twitter profile like with things that Trump would say about her. Like,
yes,
she needs to get out more, or I forget what it was. But yeah, no, she does have quite a bit of humor. But I also think she comes from money.
Oh, does she?
Probably, yeah.
I just have a feeling because like she's like against flying everywhere and like can travel by boat. She's a teenager who can travel around the world and has time to be on a boat.
No, but I think she's getting special allowances, right? It's not just that she's not bank running her whole thing. People want her to speak at their event, and so they're flying her over.
I assume.
Yeah, but to take like to have to travel by boat to go somewhere, it's not like a.
How did she get famous, right? She did some like speech or something, and
and the speech was quite good because it wasn't. I mean, it was preachy for sure, but she was like, "Guys, are you fucking serious? Like, how hard is it to just not dump a bunch of oil in the ocean? Like, instead of dumping a bunch of oil in the ocean, just don't dump it in the ocean."
I wonder about that here too. I see people. I've probably talked to this before on my local community Facebook group. People complain about, I've told you they shame you if you put the wrong shit in the recycling and that kind of stuff.
Sure.
And then on the one hand, it's like, yeah, that's a bit petty. But on the other hand, the responses are like, oh, I didn't know I was fucking working for the recycling plant now. Just figure it out. And it's like, how hard is it?
Come on, dude, just do it.
Well, the thing is, the problem is that I don't think they understand. It's working for a recycling plant. If the recyclers come across something that's contaminated, they just throw it to trash. They don't have time to sort that down for people. So if they get a plastic bag, they're not going to open it up to see what's on there. They just, no, that goes to trash.
Do it.
Yeah, right.
They're going to do it so quickly.
Yeah. Now, people here are very, more than I ever thought people were in Australia, people here are very self-focused. I think it's an American thing. It's kind of more of a...
more libertarian.
Yeah, exactly. People here are a bit more like that. So don't tell me what to do with my garbage. It's my garbage. Fuck off. Like, yeah, but there's a reason for it. I don't
It's
care.
my right.
It's my right to put my pizza boxes in the bin.
But I think things have become very extreme, and I don't want to bring this back to JFK so soon after we've already discussed it.
I want you to.
But just like Kennedy, right?
Yep.
Camelot, all of that. He was, I was about to say a liberal. What am I trying? What are the Democrat? He's a Democrat.
Yep.
But he's not a leftist. You couldn't,
Sure.
in any stretch of the imagination, call him a leftist. You know what I mean? Like there was a time not that long ago.
There's a big range.
There used to be a range
on the spectrum. Yeah,
Yeah,
no, there still
like-
is. It's just
Well, is there? Yeah, but that's what I mean. Like you vote in
No, I know what you
extremes now.
Sure.
Whereas it used to be that, I mean, when Kennedy ran against, I am not a crook,
Nixon.
they were very closely aligned politically. Nixon was just slightly to the right of center, and Kennedy was slightly to the left of center. No one was. It wasn't. It was a close vote because it wasn't two ideologies. Whereas now it seems like you're voting for an entire paradigm shift every time you go to the voting.
Yeah, but I mean, I think if you look at someone like Biden, who we have now, versus someone like Bernie Sanders, I think there's a big jump there. Like Bernie's way left compared to Biden. So I think that kind of thing still.
I don't know a damn thing about Biden because he's not on television. I've not seen him. I've not seen one news article about Biden since he got into the White House.
I think people over here don't realize how little, Australia in particular, just how little Australia gives a shit about the fucking president. Like even Obama, Obama, he seems fine. We didn't hear about him, unless something in particular happened.
Yeah, we heard about him on day one. Like
even George Bush, didn't hear about George Bush very much either.
No, until he went to war.
Because except 9/11 happened, right? So we heard about him then.
Yeah,
because he was responding to it. But then, Trump, I guess, was fucking everywhere.
Sorry, America, we don't focus just on you.
There's a perception here that
you're the center of the world.
Everyone's concerned about who the leader of the world is, aka the president. It's like, no, no.
A lot of countries have presidents.
Romania, for example.
For our Romanian listeners, recycle your pizza boxes.
That's all for this week. Thank you for listening, and we hope you enjoyed the show. If you enjoyed it, then please subscribe in iTunes to receive episodes automatically. We'll see you next time.